Okay, ma, what we discussed in the previous session?
Useless symbols.
Useless symbols. Why we use this useless symbols?
Simplification of context grammar.
Simplification, or you may call it as minimization. Simplification or minimization of CFG. Am I clear with this useless symbols?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Useless symbols we have completed to minimize the given context-free grammar. So next thing is unit productions. What is unit productions and all we'll see now. Next concept is unit productions. What is unit production? Unit production means the production is of the form A to B. The production is of the form A to B where A comma B belongs to variables. A to B, it is in the form of A to B where A comma B belongs to variables. Where A comma B belongs to variables, then that is known as the unit production. So we have to remove this unit production. First, I'll give you the example. For example, assume A to B or A, next B to B. So here A to B is a unit production. Here A to B is a unit production. How can we rewrite this? A to capital B, A to capital A, and B to B. So A to B is a unit production. Instead of this B, can I replace the B value here directly? Which means A to B, A to A. Okay. So this I have removed because A to B is a unit production, B terminal, whatever the value it is deriving, I have replaced. So I'm removing this particular production. So now you can write this as A to A or B. Am I clear with this, ma? What is a unit production? I think I'm clear with this, right? Please respond, ma.
Ma'am, can you repeat once again?
Unit production means A to B where A comma B both are belongs to variables. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి అమ్మా A to B. B ఏం డిరైవ్ చేస్తుంది? B ని డిరైవ్ చేస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు నేను A to B, B to B అన్నాను. A to B అవదా, which is transitive rule. B cancel అయిపోతే A to B అవదా. So what is the use of having B? Directly I can write it like A to B. That's what I have replaced here. Am I clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm moving forward. S tends to AA or BB. A tends to B or A. B tends to C or B. C tends to D. D tends to E. E tends to A. Will you do it? Will you remove the unit productions? Will you try at least? Try చేస్తారా యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ రిమూవ్ చేయడానికి? If you are unable to do it, I'll tell. Will you try, ma? Say yes or no.
Ma'am, now we have to get S in terms of the other variables, ma'am.
You have to remove the unit productions.
Okay, ma'am.
Please try, all of you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
S tends to AA,
Okay.
small a, ma'am. No, both are small, ma'am, not capital.
All are small letters.
Yes, ma'am. S tends to AA or AB. No, ma'am, again small letters or BB. No, BB, ma'am. Yes.
Seema, why you have replaced this? I didn't understand. It is not having any unit production, no?
Ma'am, once I took S tends to A and A, then again did the whole thing, ma'am. Again I took S tends to B and B, then I did the whole thing again.
No. Why you have replaced? Here S is not having any unit prediction. See, I'll tell you. S is not having any unit prediction. Why we have to replace? If we need, we'll replace it. If not, we'll take that as it is now. A tends to B is the unit prediction. You have to think about this part only. Are you following? You
Okay,
have
ma'am.
to think about this part only. B is deriving what? It is
B.
deriving capital C or B. Okay. Yeah. Again, capital C means again it will become a unit production. So C derives what? D.
D.
Again D, it is unit production. D derives what? E. Again it is unit production. E derives what? A.
A.
So in place of this, I can replace A. A is already there, so no need to write anything. Simply it is B comma A. Any doubt here? Okay, next B tends to, in place of C, B to C is the unit production. So we have to remove. C is deriving D is deriving A, E is deriving again A or B. Am I clear with this, ma? Okay, now C derives D, D derives E derives, which all are unit productions. So in place of D, I can write A. In place of A also, I can write A. But here, if you observe, this is the final after removing the unit productions. Now, what we have to check is there any useless symbols? Already you are familiar with useless symbol, no? Useless symbol, no? Useless symbol means the symbol or the variable which we cannot reach from the start state or start symbol. Start symbol is S. S doesn't have any C or D or E. A doesn't have any CDE. B doesn't have any CDE. So at any cost, we are not going to reach this CDE. So these are useless symbols. So finally, what is the simplified grammar after removing unit productions and useless symbols? The final resultant value is AABB, A to B or A, B to A or B. Am I clear with this? This is the final answer. Am I clear with this, ma? Please respond.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Next time moving forward, I'll give one more problem to avoid the confusion. S tends to capital A, B. A tends to B or A or epsilon. B tends to BB or C or D. C tends to DC or A. Remove the unit productions and tell me.
Ma'am, C tends to DC, is it capital C?
Yes, it is capital C only. Seema, you may have the combination of variables. ఇప్పుడు S2 AB ఉంది, which is not a unit production. Unit production అంటే ఏంటి? Variable tends to variable. It is not the combination of variables. Variable to variable. That's it. That is why unit అంటే ఒక్కటే అని మీనింగ్. అర్థమైందా? నళిని. First you remove the unit productions. Next we'll discuss the remaining things. Done, ma? Say yes or no. First, we'll remove the Unara.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, are you confusing? Have you completed or any confusion?
No, ma'am, I'm confused.
Okay, simple thing. First, you identify the unit productions. Do you have any unit production? No. So you directly write it. Do you have any unit production? Yes. A to B is unit production. Remaining, it doesn't have anything. So A epsilon lo manaki em unit production ledu. Only A to B is unit production. B lo em unnayo ayanni ikkada replace cheyanamma. B, B, C or D. Any confusion here? Next. B to C is unit production. So replace this. DC or A. Next, C to DC or A. We don't have any unit production. If you go to A, no unit production, no unit production. No, here we are having one unit production. No, A to C. So again, replace this C with DC or A. Any confusion here? ఇందులో ఏమన్నా కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉందా మీకు?
No, ma'am.
ఏం చేశాను సింపుల్ థింగ్ యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఇక్కడ బి ఉంది కాబట్టి బిని తీసుకెళ్లి ఇక్కడ రిప్లేస్ చేశాను అగైన్ ఇక్కడ సి ఉంది కాబట్టి సిని కూడా తీసుకెళ్లి రిప్లేస్ చేశాను అంతేనా ఇంక ఇక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఏమైనా ఉందా
No, ma'am.
ఫైండింగ్ ది యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ పార్ట్ ఈజ్ ఓవర్ ఇంతవరకు క్లారిటీ ఉంది మీకు అవునా నెక్స్ట్ we have to find is there any useless symbols already we are familiar with useless symbols. Now first we have removed the unit productions. Next we are checking for is there any useless symbols. ఇప్పుడు మనం useless symbols check చేద్దాం. Okay. Now S tends to AB. Okay. తీసుకున్నాను A is deriving epsilon or A or D anything I can take. B is deriving A. So S నుంచి నేను ఏదో ఒక string ని తీసుకొస్తున్నాను. So which is not at all useless. Right? S is useful symbol because it is deriving some string. Next A2, AA. Okay, S నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేశాను నేను A, D. ఇప్పుడు A ఉంటేనే కదా నేను D అని రాయగలిగాను. ఇప్పుడు A యూజ్లెస్ సింబల్ అని A ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తే can I derive the string? No. So A is deriving something. So A is a useful symbol. It is not at all useless symbol. So AA రాసుకున్నాను. Next BB. B మనకి యూస్ఫుల్ లా కాదా చెక్ చేద్దాం. S tends to AB. So if you want the final string, B at least has to derive a terminal. Yes, it is deriving the terminal. So B is also useful symbol. Next epsilon as it is రాసేసాను. Next ఏముంది జాగ్రత్తగా చూడండి. DC. Okay. DC. Suppose S tends to AB. Next. A tends to suppose if I take DC because A is deriving DC. No, if I take DC, is there any chance to get the terminal through D? Terminal here in the given grammar is D deriving any terminal?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No means it is useless symbol. Are you following, ma? ఎందుకు డీని నేను యూజ్లెస్ సింబల్ అన్నాను వాట్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ కండిషన్స్ ఆఫ్ యూజ్లెస్ సింబల్స్ ఎప్పుడు మనం యూజ్లెస్ అంటాం ద ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ the variable which is not reachable from the start symbol, that is the first condition. Next condition is the variable which is reachable from the start symbol but does not leading to any terminal. Of course it is reachable from start state but it is not leading any terminal. Terminal ఏమి లీడ్ చేయలేకపోయింది అంటే we never get the string. We never get the string means that is not at all useful, right? So D is the useless symbol. Any confusion or any doubt, please raise your voice. అందులో ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా?
No, ma'am.
No, right? So remaining. Next DC తీసేద్దాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఏముంది మనకి DC తీసిస్తే A or D. Am I clear, ma? This place only I have replaced this DC. A D లేదు కాబట్టి DC along మొత్తం తీసేసాను A or D సేమ్ ఇంకా రాస్తా. నెక్స్ట్ B tends to BB. Okay. Now DC, D is useless symbol. So we cannot able to conclude, we cannot able to derive this from B. So D ni manam D is useless kabatti D తో ఉన్నవన్నీ మనం రిమూవ్ చేసేస్తున్నాం. A. Next C tends to DC. and A. Now, if you consider S tends to AB, okay, do you have any C in A productions? No. Do you have any C in B productions? No. So we can conclude that C is useless symbol because we cannot able to reach from the start symbol. So what are the remaining productions? This is nothing but the simplified grammar. Ardhamaindamma inka emna confusion unda? Okay, once again I'm explaining the problem. Same problem I'm considering. S tends to AB, A tends to B or AA or epsilon, B tends to BB or C or D, C tends to D, C or A. This is the given grammar. Inka doubt knowledge chudandamma. First, what we have to do? We have to remove the unit production. Our intention is removing the unit production. Okay. Removing the unit production. Unit production same A to B okutundi, B to C okutundi. Okay. So first the manaki unit production kaadu. Directly I'm writing. Secondly, A to B is the unit production. B is the unit production kabatti ee mottani replace cheyandi. BB. If I write C, A to C is also unit production. So I'm directly replacing in place of C with D, C or A. Remaining two things I'm writing as it is. Any confusion here? Any confusion here?
No, ma'am.
No. I'm moving forward. Next, B. B tends to BB, no unit production. B tends to C, yes, unit production. So I'm replacing this. DC or A or D. Next, C tends to DC, DC tends. This is removing unit productions part is over. Next, for simplification, we have to remove the unit productions as well as we have to remove the useless symbols. Rendu remove cheyali. Now we'll check for useless symbols because unit production part is over. Do you have any unit production? If you want, you can observe in the resultant grammar. Do you have any unit production here?
No, ma'am.
No, right? No means we are moving forward. We are searching for useless symbols. Yes, A, B. A is deriving a string. B is also deriving a string. String means terminal. A is deriving. Okay, first condition for useless symbol from the start state. So from the start symbol is yes. From yes we can reach A and we can reach B. After checking that, the second condition is whether it is deriving any terminal or not. You have to check. Yes, A is deriving a terminal, B is deriving a terminal. Any doubt regarding this? So
No,
S
ma'am.
is useful, A is useful, E is useful. Next, here we are having two more variables, C and D. Yes, C is also deriving a variable. At this level, C is also useful. Next, D we are checking. D is not at all deriving any terminal. If the first condition is check reachable or not, second condition is check whether it is deriving terminal or not. Reachable part is satisfying, but it is not able to derive any terminal. So we can conclude that D is the useless symbol. D useless symbol aithe em avutadi? I cannot consider this prediction as well as this prediction and this prediction. D unnayani which is invalid predictions. So I have cancelled. Any doubt, ma? Any doubt up to this point?
No, ma'am.
So D is useless symbol. Next, how can we conclude C as useless? Now, if you observe, from yes, A is reachable, B is reachable. From A, I never use C. From B, I never use C. So I never reach to the variable C from the start symbol. So I can conclude that C is also useless symbol. So C unnadi kuda remove cheseyandi. Final resultant grammar is this one. Am I clear with this, ma? Still any confusion?
Yeah, ma'am.
Clear. Right? Next thing is, so two parts we have completed. First, we have completed useless symbols. Next, we have completed unit productions. The third one is remove null productions. What does it mean? Remove null productions. Null production means which is nothing but suppose the production if you have A to epsilon. So this is nothing but the null production. The variable which is deriving epsilon is the null production. Those productions you have to remove. I'll give you one example. S tends to AB or A. S tends to A, B or A tends to epsilon, B tends to epsilon. Now, you have to remove this. These two are the null predictions. ఈ రెండింటిని మనం ఇప్పుడు రిమూవ్ చేయాలి. What we will get if we remove చేయడం అంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా ఉండకూడదు ఏ will. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఈ రెండు డిలీట్ చేస్తాను అంటే S2 A, B or A అన్న A is not deriving anything, B is not deriving anything. So it will become useless. So, ఇలా కాదు మనం చేయాల్సింది ఎలా చేయాలంటే S tends to AB or A means substitute epsilon here. If you substitute epsilon A means simply it is epsilon only. Epsilon A again it is deriving epsilon. So remove that production also. What you are having? Simply you are having S tends to A. Am I clear with this? I'll give you one more example. Please tell me the answer. Then you will understand. A tends to X, A, Y. X tends to epsilon. Y tends to epsilon. Tell me the answer. Tell me the resultant grammar or resultant production. Tell me the epsilon prediction. What, ma?
Can you repeat epsilon prediction?
Okay, 1 second. I'll repeat. Okay. Now, epsilon production means you have to remove these epsilons. Remove these epsilons means substitute x place లో ఏం సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయాలి ఎప్సిలాన్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయాలి y ప్లేస్ లో కూడా ఎప్సిలాన్ ఎందుకు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తున్నాను నేను బికాజ్ ఐఎమ్ రిమూవింగ్ దిస్ ఇది నేను రిమూవ్ చేశాను అంటే x వాల్యూ y వాల్యూ ఏమి ఉండవు అందుకని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి రిమూవ్ చేస్తున్నాను సో ఎప్సిలాన్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి వాట్ ఐ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ a దిస్ ఇస్ ద రిజల్టెంట్ గ్రామర్ అర్థమైందా ఇంకా కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉందా ఇంకో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను చూడండి A tends to, same example I'm considering x a x d. Okay, to avoid the confusion, x d y. X tends to a or epsilon, y tends to b or epsilon. Assume this is the given grammar. Ma jagrataga vinandi. ఏంటి null productions అంటే x tends to epsilon or y tends to epsilon. వీటిని మనం రిమూవ్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, రిమూవ్ చేయడం అంటే ఎలా రిమూవ్ చేస్తాము? డైరెక్ట్ గా రిమూవ్ చేస్తే ఆ వేరియబుల్స్ ఎక్కడైతే యూజ్ చేసి ఉంటామో ఆ పర్టికులర్ ప్రొడక్షన్ పార్ట్ కూడా ఎఫెక్ట్ అయింది కాబట్టి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి రిమూవ్ చేయాలి మనం. ఓకే, సేమ్ ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదమ్మా యూజ్లెస్ సింబల్స్ యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ దగ్గర ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేశాను నేను బి ప్లేస్ లో బికాస్ బి ఏ ఇస్ డిరైవింగ్ బి డైరెక్ట్ గా నేను రిమూవ్ చేయట్లేదు బి ఆన్సర్ ని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి ఆ ప్రొడక్షన్ ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తున్నాను సేమ్ అదే ఎప్సిలాన్ ని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి ఆ ప్రొడక్షన్ ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఎనీ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ హియర్? Please respond. Okay, now I am substituting epsilon only in this x part because x is deriving in something else. So directly rendu substitute cheyam. First nenu epsilon ni x place lo substitute chestunna. X place lo substitute chesinappudu naaku em migultadi dy migultadi. Okay, next epsilon ni తీసుకెళ్ళి only y place lo substitute చేస్తున్నప్పుడు నాకు ఏం మిగులుతది xd మిగులుతది. ఇప్పుడు నేను both the places లో ఎప్సిలాన్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి అప్పుడు నాకు ఏం మిగులుతుంది ఓన్లీ డి మిగులుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు బోత్ ద ప్లేసెస్ లో నేను అసలు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయలేదు అప్పుడు నాకు ఏం మిగులుతుంది గివెన్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది. ఎక్స్ టెన్స్ టు ఏ వై టెన్స్ టు బి. ఓకే, ఎప్సిలాన్స్ నేను రిమూవ్ చేసేసా ఎందుకంటే ఆల్రెడీ నేను సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేసా రిమూవ్ చేసినా నాకు ఏం ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉండదు. Am I clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll give you the example. Please solve it. S tends to AA or BB. A tends to ZA. B tends to WB. Here ZA or C or epsilon. WB or E or epsilon. Here C is small letter ma. You confuse avaddu. C is C is small letter. Okay. Next, Z is deriving AB. W is deriving B. Now tell me, first remove the null predictions. Next, check is there any unit predictions. Next, check is there any useless symbols. After that, you tell me the final simplified grammar. Very simple question. Do it. Done, ma? Completed. See, S tends to AA or BB. If you substitute epsilon, you will get A or B. Any confusion here? Any confusion here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next. A tends to ZA or C. B tends to WB or E. Z tends to, suppose if I substitute A as epsilon and B as epsilon, suppose if I substitute A as epsilon, what I'll get Z to B. A as epsilon, B as epsilon, what I'll get A. If both are epsilon, what I'll get epsilon. ఎలా వచ్చింది అర్థమైందమ్మా ఇది?
Yes, ma'am.
Because first time substituting epsilon in place of A, then I'll get B. Suppose next time substituting epsilon in place of B, then I'll get E. Suppose if I substitute both are epsilon, then I'll get epsilon only. Next, W tends to BA or epsilon. BA or epsilon means, BA means in place of B, if I substitute, I'll get A. In place of A, if I substitute epsilon, I'll get B. Next, I'll get either epsilon. Now, Again, these are having the epsilon productions. Again, these are having the epsilon productions. So in place of Z, I can substitute epsilon. In place of W, I can substitute epsilon. So after this, shall I remove the question, ma? Ikkada raste meeku clarity untadi. Are you following, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Next,
Yes, ma'am.
substitute A or B or A or B. Next, in place of Z, if I substitute epsilon, what I'll get? Simply A or C. In place of B, W, if I substitute epsilon, what I'll get? B or E. Next, Z tends to B or A, W tends to A or B. Okay, if you observe Z tends to B or Z tends to A, again this will become the unit productions. Again, we have to remove the unit productions. We have to remove the unit productions. Okay, though I have removed the unit productions, so B place lo nenu ipudu em substitute cheyochu simple ga B or E. A place lo nenu em substitute cheyochu A or C. Here also you'll get the same A or C or D or E. Next, null productions we have verified, unit productions we have verified. The resultant grammar is free from null productions as well as unit production. Next, one more thing you have to verify. What is that? Useless symbols. Can we reach Z or W from S? Can we reach Z or W from S? S నుంచి మనం Z ని గాని B ని గాని reach W ని గాని reach అవ్వగలమా?
No, ma'am.
No. So we can conclude these two are useless symbols. So what is the final resultant value? This is nothing but the final resultant value. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give you one more example, ma. This is the last one. So, what is the order to simplification means? Though I told you useless symbols first, unit productions next, null productions next. First, but the order is first verify the null productions, next to verify the unit productions, next to verify the useless symbols. కానీ మీకు నేర్పించినప్పుడు ఎందుకు రివర్స్ లో నేర్పిస్తాము అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఫస్ట్ నల్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ రిమూవ్ చేసేసిన తర్వాత యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ అంటే యూ కెనాట్ అండర్స్టాండ్. అందుకనే ఫస్ట్ యూజ్లెస్ ఏంటి, యూనిట్ అంటే ఏంటి, నెక్స్ట్ నల్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అంటే ఏంటి నేర్పి ఆర్డర్ సింప్లిఫికేషన్ కి ఫస్ట్ ఎప్సిలాన్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ రిమూవ్ చేయండి, తర్వాత యూనిట్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ రిమూవ్ చేయండి, తర్వాత యూజ్లెస్. అర్థమైందమ్మా? సే సార్ నో.
Yes, ma'am.
So x tends to xy, x tends to zb, y tends to bw, w tends to z, a tends to aa or ba or epsilon, b tends to ba or bb or epsilon, z tends to ab. This is the thing given to you. Okay. Please let me know the answer. Please solve it and tell me the final resultant grammar. First, which one will you remove, ma? Epsilon productions. So, do you have any epsilon production? No. X tends to ZB, no. Y tends to BW, no. W tends to Z, no. A tends to AA, no epsilon production. BA, no epsilon production. But A tends to epsilon, you have substitute in place of A. Then what will get A? If you substitute here, you will get B. Next, B tends to. If you substitute epsilon in place of B, A, next is B and BA, BB. Next, in place of Z, if you substitute epsilon, you'll get A or B or epsilon. Again, you're having epsilon here. Suppose in place of Z, replace epsilon. In place of Z, if you replace epsilon, this part will become B and this part will become B. Again, W is deriving epsilon. So this part will become B only. Okay. Now, W2 epsilon I have removed, Z2 epsilon I have removed. Now, next we are searching for unit productions. Unit productions, here we don't have unit productions, no unit production, no unit production, no unit production, no unit production. Here only you are having unit production. Anyway, you are having the unit production, but Z is not reachable from S. Z is not reachable from S. So it is useless symbol. So remove this. A మిగిలింది మనకి ఫైనల్ గా x tends to xy, x tends to b, y tends to b, and a tends to this one and b tends to this one. Am I clear with this? Say yes or no. Please respond, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, right? So this is nothing but the simplification of CFG. Simplification of CFG means first you have to remove the epsilon productions or null productions. Next, remove the unit productions. Next, and then you go to check for useless symbols. This is the order. After verifying this, whatever the grammar you got, that will be the final simplified grammar or minimized grammar. I think I'm clear with this, right? I think I'm clear with this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the next session, we'll discuss about normal forms. I think next section will be on Monday, right? Monday, we'll discuss about normal forms. If you have any doubt, please raise your voice. Regarding today's session, if you have any doubt, please ask. If you have any doubt regarding today's session or useless symbol or epsilon production, whatever may be, if you have any doubt, please raise your voice. And please do submit the assignment on or before 6th. Those who are having doubts, they can stay and remaining people can leave this session.